broadcast is being interfered with on YouTube, on Facebook, and even on YouTube. So I was on now for a few minutes trying to broadcast, but for some reason it just wouldn't work. They kept dropping out. Things are happening, which is just really crazy. So my normal broadcast will not be able to happen until I get this resolved. But I'm gonna try and talk for a while on here, see if I can talk through this process, and try and you know, I mean, this is all attack on the system on the platform to make sure that we're not able to continue to give you information and things about what's going on. I mean, you heard about the policemen who are attacking. Let me try and do something whilst this is going on. I'm gonna try. I'll just keep trying to do what I can. I'll keep trying to do what I can. I urge you all, if you can, join me. Subscribe to Citizen AY on subscribe to Citizen AY on sorry, sorry, no, sorry, I don't know what I've done there. Sorry, back again. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Subscribe to Dudua TV Radio on Facebook, on YouTube as well, because Facebook is a platform where they seem to just want to just block everything that we're doing. And I'm trying to sort of so I'm trying to just give as much information out as I can. I've had to restart my system completely now, and hopefully, try and get something going in it on it. But as it stands now, it's just I can't do any broadcast until I get that problem resolved properly. It's just not functioning. Nothing is working at all. The broadband seems to drop out. Everything, the the software that I use for bringing myself so you can see me Zoom and all that. It seems to have some sort of problem of some kind, which I am is beyond me. Obviously, somebody is investing their time, is spending a lot of time to frustrate, but we take this in our stride. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to continue to speak truth to power, because that's all we're doing. We're not asking for uh, anybody to we're not begging anybody for anything. We don't need to beg anybody for anything. um, what we do know is that um, this system is sheer injustice and oppression, and we have to go for Yoruba nation, Igbo nation, or Biafra nation, Middle Belt, and we know that the attack is unrelenting. You saw now when I was on the broadcast, it just kept breaking down, and I don't know why somebody would just think that that's a cool thing to do, to break and destroy, disrupt what we're doing. I don't know why that's the case, but what I do know is that my system is being attacked. I'm not able to provide normal broadcast. But we are going to continue. One of the things we're talking about, the fuel subsidy. You all see that the situation, and please, as you're coming in, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. It's really important. You would really be helping us if you can help us get that information out there. Sorry, I'm just trying to make adjustments. So I'm having to do this on the fly, as it were, to try and adjust my broadcast, and it will take some time to get used to. But I'm here because I just want you all to fully understand that we are being attacked, and it's unrelenting. And I don't know quite why. Sorry about that. I don't quite know. Yeah. Okay. So I don't quite know why um, that anybody would spend their time disrupting the broadcast of Citizen AY on Citizen AY platform, because all we are interested in is speaking truth to power. That's all we're interested in. But as you've seen, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, I urge you to please go and do so now. Please do so. Very, very important. We would really appreciate your help. I'm going to try and share it on Facebook. More and more. Um, More and more we'll be doing the broadcast like this until we can sort out the problems that's happening on the system. Something has gone wrong somewhere, and when I come out, it's just not stable at all. It's breaking down. It's been interfered with. Well, I won't relent. I mean, I'm going to continue. I will continue to speak truth to power. Um, I'm just trying to make sure we get as much people to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Facebook is very, yeah, as Facebook is being tampered with. Yeah, it is being tampered with. I don't know why it is that it's very very intermittent. It's very unreliable. It's just I don't know why this is happening now. I'm gonna try something. I will try and go again on it. I'm gonna try and go again on Facebook and see what happens. Um, so let me just say 1 second. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so basically, like I said, I am being attacked. Uh, and I've been away for a while, and I'm trying to make this work. I'm trying to give as much information as possible. The most important thing for us now is to have vigilante groups across all the South. Everybody must defend themselves. You have the right to defend your life, and I want to urge you to please do so. Do not wait for somebody to be. Do not wait or go to a church or mosque and believe that that's where you'll be safe. You will not be safe in a church or a mosque. They rape women in those churches and mosques. So that will not protect you or save you. What you need to do is have vigilante groups, gather vigilante groups of men, young men, and those security, what we call audit in Yoruba language, to come together and provide safety and security, because that safety and security will now make it easier and more, okay, much easier for farmers to be able to go to farm and feed and keep us going as a community. We are under severe, consistent, sustained attack, and the government is doing nothing to address that issue. And what is to make things worse, the likes of myself, my platforms, both of them have been attacked, and I'm not able to broadcast directly. I'm having to resort to other means to try and get the message out there. So it's no joke. It is a serious. This is real. What we're saying here is very, very real. It is not something that we don't say lightly, but we are under attack. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. I would very much like your support in getting the message out there, because we need a platform whereby we can talk about things. For example, yesterday I spoke about one or two things which I'll mention here. One of the things that people may not be aware of was that in 1833 the UK government paid 20 million pounds. 20 million pounds. In today's money, it's equivalent to 3 million pounds to slave owners. They paid 20 million pounds in 1833 to slave owners. What is more, that money was borrowed from the UK account government, from the UK people, and they only finished paying off that 20 million or 3 million pounds into this money in 2015. In 2015, It's very important that we are aware of this. It's a very important thing that we know that those, as we speak, when somebody names a place, when somebody names it, this is where it's very important what I'm saying here. When UK took over along with France and took over across the whole of Africa with France and Germany and Spain and all that, they all carved out our African kingdoms, split them, and those names, they have what is called the certificate of ownership, C of O, the certificate of ownership. So if you create Nigeria, guess what? You own Nigeria. When the UK owns, with the UK, what that means is that ours, you as a Yoruba man, you have your birthright is ignored, is neglected. You have no access to that, the resources in your land. You have no access or control over your resources in your land, because as far as they're concerned, they don't care whether you are Yoruba, they don't care whether you're Igbo, you don't care whether you are Middle Belt. The fact that they've been able to rename that land Nigeria, it gives them access to our resources, whether we like it or not. And these are facts that we need to be aware of. That is why it is very important when somebody is naming us, when somebody is putting us, uh, uh, when somebody can carve our kingdoms, divide our kingdoms, carve them up, create new nations with us in it, we are not part of that decision making. We are slaves in our own land. This is where it is really important, really, really important, really important, really, really important. So, I'm just reiterating this. It is very important that we understand that those same people that were eager to pay their fellow Britishmen, they paid them 20 million and 20 million pounds. In today's money, is 3 million. I'll mention briefly the family of David Cameron, the family of David Cameron, the former prime minister, William Gladstone, they got money. The wife of David Cameron's family got money. They were paid money for the slaves when they abolished slave trade. None of the slaves that they enslaved, including that, most definitely, some of them are from Yoruba land, some of them are from Igbo land, they never received a penny. They never received a penny. I want us all to be aware of this. Not one penny. Just type in. Let me see if I can find a way. I'm going to do something because I cannot show you now. So I'm going to try and type it and read it to you as I'm going along, because I think that's probably the best thing I can do. You know. So let me try and bring that up and read it to you. But what I do want you to go and type in. I'm going to bring it up to you and I'll show you what to type in. And you can type it in yourself, and I'll hopefully, I might be able to do it on the other phone and see if it comes up and show you on the screen. Uh, but what I'm saying to you now is that, you see, we calling ourselves Nigerians, we don't own Nigeria because we never created Nigeria. Our ancestors gave us Yoruba land. They gave us Igbo land. They gave us the Middle Belt, the various kingdoms in the Middle Belt. They never merged together. They never agreed to call themselves Nigeria. The British came and they destroyed our land. They took away our artifacts. They took away the things that was ours, and they renamed our land to make us forget who we are and to take on a new name, which signifies to them that they are our Lord and our King, or and our Savior, or whatever they want to call it. So now, What I'm saying here is very, very important. Like I said, I'm going to try and come back and fix the issue of the broadband live broadcast because I'm having major issues with the broadcast. So what is really happening right now is that I cannot even go on on a live broadcast on Facebook. I can't. Something is happening as soon as I'm on there. Bang! That's it. It's just it's it's continuously attacked until it is brought down. So I'm not going to give up. I will try and come back again. I will try and find a way. I'll probably be back later on this evening to try and keep coming. I don't know what it. Beginning to get quite it is quite disconcerting that my broadcast on both my platforms, Citizen AY and on Oduduwa TV Radio, have been relentlessly attacked. Yesterday, I had problems when I came on to do what video. Today, I'm having problems as I'm using Citizen AI. And I wanted to check why that is. And it's clear to me that there are those who do not wish us to speak truth to power, such as we do on a daily basis on our platform. Um, what um, what I would say, what I would say to you all in all of this is that please, we mustn't relent. I'm not worried because I what I'm speaking about is speaking truth to power. And like I said, we cannot. The people that own the certificate of ownership, C of O, on Nigeria are those who create Nigeria. It is important for us to understand that Nigeria is created at the expense of destroying the kingdoms of our own ancestors. Nigeria is created at the expense of destroying the kingdoms of our own ancestors. These are facts. These are indisputable. What is more, like I said, go and type in. Yes, I think I'm here now. Let me just I'll give you something to go and type and look at yourself. See if I can bring it up. I'll try and pick your camera around and show you what I mean. Here we go. So I will show you. Mm, let me see. Let me show you this one here. 1 second. I'll see if I can show you anyway. And we won't, I mean, there's more to talk about, but it's very important. Thanks for those of you. Please, as you're coming in, do subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Facebook, I've been really, I mean, you saw me now. I've been trying to do my broadcast. I couldn't do it. Again, on Oduduwa TV Radio USA, I tried to do my broadcast. I couldn't do it. It's been brought down repeatedly. So please, 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 I urge you. The more you share this broadcast, the more we can reach more people. The more we can have an alternative platform in which we can get the information out there. So your help in in getting information out there, is very, very important. So now I want to show you something. I'm going to flip this round and then you'll hear me talk. I'm going to flip it around. Watch. Now, you see, look on the screen there. It says here, the government pledge, the UK government pledge in 1833, 20 million in order to reimburse the owners of slaves when slavery was abolished in Britain. The sum, while big now, was monstrous in 1833, and it took the British payers 182 years. They paid off in 2015 to pay it off. This was information that was gleaned recently. You see? Now, I want to show you one more thing. Please, when you get this broadcast, do share. Now, because my broadcast is being interfered with. Now, look, I'm going to show you. Um, I want you to see. Look, you see, millions you help. So the taxpayers of UK, they paid the money off. So you see. So did you know in 1833, Britain used 20 million pounds, 40% of its national budget, to buy the freedom for all slaves in the empire. The amount of money borrowed for the Slavery Abolition Act was so large, it wasn't paid off until 2015, which means that the living British citizens helped pay to end slave trade. But that is one side of the story. The other side of that story, the other side of that story is what you need to focus on. We Africans, we want paid. We want paid. We were not paid a penny by the British government. We were not paid. Those of millions of us that were enslaved, and no doubt, Yorubas and Igbos and Middle Beltans are part of those that were enslaved. They were not paid a single penny. A single penny. It's important we understand that. They are the same people who created Nigeria. They are the same people who created Nigeria. That is why we need to reject that name Nigeria. When every time you say Nigeria, you're breathing life into the creation of the British. The Fulanis are mere proxies. They are proxies. They are working for the United Kingdom. This is just the plain fact. And we have got to realize, like I said, they didn't finish paying off the loan they took to pay the 20 million to the slave owners, not to the enslaved, to the slave owners in 2015. Now, let me go and bring you another shocking thing. So, let me see. David Cameron, let me see if you bring it up. Uh, uh-huh. And I'll show that. I'll flip the screen around again. Until I can solve this problem out, we'll probably be doing it on a hop like this. So 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Received slave payment. For giving up their slaves. So let me just bring it up. David Cameron and his wife. David Cameron's family, they got 4,100 pounds, something like that, equivalent to £3 million. His wife's family got another £4,000, then equivalent to close to £3 million. Why am I saying this? These are reasons we need to put forward to our people for them to know why we need to go for referendum. That name Nigeria is a slave name. What is more, those who enslaved us were paid, but we who were enslaved were not paid. And every time we answer to Nigeria, we are giving up our birthright to the land of our ancestors. Every time we answer to the slave name Nigeria, it is we are giving up our right we are giving up our right to um, a land of our ancestors. Our ancestors had no part in creation of Contraction Nigeria. That was a British creation. I'm going to see if I can show you a document which I did recently. I hope I can find it. Just trying to get because I wasn't planning to stay this long, but I'm trying to give you. Please, we do share this broadcast. My broadcast is being disrupted deliberately. I don't know if this might come down as well, but if it does, rest assured, I will come back. I will come back. But I'd like you to please share this broadcast as you're getting it, because what is been going on, I'm going to try and do as much broadcast I can on a daily. Give me 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Let me just make sure I get the meeting back on here. I wasn't going to do this because I was about to head off, but I need to do something else now. So here we are back again. So, um, so be very, very rest assured. I'm going to show you something now. I want to show you something. I'm going to flip the screen around again. Now, in the same 1833, listen to this. Watch. Dave Cameron was revealed to have slave owners in his family black background. In 2013, when researchers from University College London examined compensation payments made to Britain's most powerful families following UK abolition of slavery in 1833, The record showed General Sir Duff, an army officer, an MP for Banshire in Scotland during the late 1700s, was Cameron's first cousin, 6 times removed. Duff, who was the son of one of Cameron's great grand uncles, the second Earl of Fife, was awarded 4,101, equivalent to more than 3 million today, to compensate him for the 2002 slaves he forfeited on the Grange Sugar Estate in Jamaica. Can you see that? So you are just seeing, I'm giving you as much information as I can why we need to end contraction Nigeria. There, those who enslaved us, they were paid, but the enslaved never received a penny. Those who enslaved us, yeah, they received money, but those of us that were enslaved were never paid a penny, not a penny. Now let me show you Cameron. Those of you, you may not know who David Cameron is in picture, so I want to show you just to make sure. Uh, David Cameron and wife. So he was a former Prime Minister of UK. So you can see how intertwined the slavery of those days, the family of those who enslaved us in 1833 became a prime minister. And the only way he was able to do that was because the family were paid money. That money has given him wealth, influence, control that is still impacting till today. And it will continue. The only way we can end this is if we go for referendum. We have our total sovereignty. We take it back. Now, take back our sovereignty from those who enslaved us. Make no mistake. Um, Let me just see if I can. I want to give you that picture so that you can have that picture in your mind and be clear what is being done now. So that is your MP, your view all. I want to. So that is you. I want you to see him, and is outside number 10 Downing Street. Perfect. Now let's go. Is it 10 Downing Street? I want you to see that because you see now. There you go. No, no, I don't want that. I just want you to see the picture. So it's very important how we put the context in which we put things. Now here is it. I'm going to flip it around again. Beg your pardon. Now here you go. You see that is Dave Cameron outside 10 Downing Street. That's the Prime Minister, his wife, and the children. Can you see that? So now the reason why I am saying this, the reason why I am saying, oh, sorry, the reason why I am showing you all of this is for us to understand. Sorry, 1 minute. Hello, beg your pardon. Hello. So now, hello, can you hear me? I hope you can. So now, the reason why I am stating all of this is it we need to be very clear that unless we dismantle contraction Nigeria, our birthright will continue to benefit the likes of this man here. Our birthright, that is our resources, our land, our people, will continue to go and benefit the likes of this man here. His ancestors enslaved us, and the benefit of them enslaving us is what he's benefiting from. The money that they took, those monies should have been paid to the slave. Not one penny should have been paid to the slave. You rewarding, they are rewarding the enslavement. They are rewarding those who enslaved us, and they're leaving those of us who are enslaved penniless. Do you follow me? It's really important that we get that context, that context right. It put in the right context. Get the concept of what we're saying. They are rewarding those who enslaved us, and they are telling us, "Oh, your reward is in heaven." You will hear them say something like that. God will reward you richly in heaven. Well, they are not waiting for heaven to receive their reward for enslaving us in our own land. They made sure that their family was protected and their future was guaranteed to such an extent that money came out in what you see on the screen now. Because of that money, the family were able to create a better future whereby Cameron benefited from, and his wife as well. So let me show you that. Let me go back to the other thing. I want to show you how much the wife got as well, because I don't want you to forget that. Now it's just so that we understand how this is connected to why we must go for referendum now. Now let's read what the wife said. What the wife family did. Cameron research also showed that Cameron's wife, Samantha, had slave owning links as she is descended from the 19th century businessman William Jolliffe, who received 4,000 in compensation for 164 slaves after owning an estate in St. Lucia. Many of the slaves in those places came from West Africa, most likely Nigeria. They benefited from it and they are benefiting now. Now, the other thing I want to show you is another prime minister. So this is to understand the link with the governance, the kind of system that we've been told to follow. To understand the link, William Gladstone. Watch it here. Let me show you. William Gladstone, Sir John Gladstone. The British government paid out 20 million compensation, some 3,000 slaves owning families for the loss of their property. So we are viewed as property. Can you see that? Look at it. The British government paid out 20 million to compensate some 3,000 slave owning families for the loss of their property. You and I, as Africans, we are property. We are not human beings. We don't deserve joy. We don't deserve to have a future, guarantee the future for our coming generation, because in their eyes, we are slaves. They sing a song which I will state again here. This is why we need to dismantle contract for Nigeria. Every time we subscribe to contract for Nigeria, we are selling our birthright as Yoruba people. We are selling our birthright as Igbos. We are giving, not selling, in fact, we are giving it away. Because if you sell something, you will get money. We don't get anything from this. So they take it away for nothing. And we suffer. And we continue to suffer till today. The certificate of ownership of Nigeria belongs to the UK. It is held temporarily now by the Fulanis on their behalf. All of our resources is being used in the UK. UK gets the first refusal on all our resources, from oil to gas to everything you care to mention. Just like the French countries, all of the French countries, the French get first refusal on any of the resources in the land of the Africans. This is why we have the opportunity now to improve the life of the coming generation of Africans by taking this momentous step to go for referendum. We have that opportunity. You've seen it. We are property. William Gladstone. Let me read. I'll read the rest to you so you don't think I'm saying nonsense. Now, it says here, the British government paid out 20 million to compensate some 3,000 slave owning families for the loss of their property, some 40% of the Treasury's annual budget. Sir John Gladstone, a prime minister, the father, sorry, Sir John Gladstone, not the prime minister, but he was the father of the 19th century prime minister, William Gladstone. He received 106,979 pounds, 83 million in today's money for 2,508 slaves he owned across the 9 plantations. Again, again, that shows you, you see, the money that his grandfather owned got, that money made it okay for his son to now go on to be a prime minister. Two cases now. I said it. Sir John Gladstone was the father to William Gladstone. That family received money, but for that money, do you think William Gladstone will be a prime minister? So that is they're leaving a legacy on our own at our expense. So they know that for their family to survive, they have to leave a legacy, money, good, earthly wealth to their family. But they denied us that right by enslaving us, and they refuse to pay us, and they are laying claim to our land. Why are we so quick to answer to the name Nigeria? It is a foreign invention used to enslave us in our own land. To enslave us in our own land. Let me do another further research for you to wake you up. We need to go for referendum now. Now let's do this because the border. I do apologize. I'm hoping I can bring the thing will settle down and I will do the broadcast much more interconnected. Right now, I'm having to shuffle and adjust and everything else. It's not the same thing, but nonetheless, we can get that information out, and at least you can get a sense of why we have to go for referendum now. By the way, just as a side issue, the issue about the subsidy is a ruse because the people who are going to get the subsidy are not the citizens. Oh, I hope you know that the people who are going to get the subsidy are the people who are working with the government, the oil marketers. Now, if we had a functioning refinery in Nigeria, the price of oil would drop. End of story. Because there will be no transport cost to take it out of the country, take it back in, and all of that cost. So, whatever subsidy that they give us now, until we have the four refineries working in contract in Nigeria, all prices will remain high. That is why we need to go our own way. We own the UK, US, France, all of those countries. They subsidize the oil to make it cheaper for their citizens to be able to go about their business. Contractor Nigeria deliberately makes it difficult for the citizens to survive by increasing the price of fuel. And we know fuel is what is used for running engines. You don't forget in Nigeria, we don't have 24/7 electricity. So any business has to use generator. And what does generator use? They use oil. So see, the government, they say they are about productivity. They can't even provide 24/7 electricity. And the oil that the people are even trying money to use, instead of giving them subsidy to be able to bring the price down, they are preventing the refineries to be based in our own nation. They have gone and built refinery. They paid 2 billion to open a refinery in Niger. $2 billion. Yet, four refineries in contractual Nigeria remain unused. But they tell you to believe in one Nigeria. Hmm? Now, do you see why we have to go for referendum now? Right now, every southerner in every community, the first thing we must do is vigilantes. We need to set up vigilante group to protect our family, to protect our lives. The only people that can talk about their future are those who are alive. If you continue to believe in one Nigeria, they are going to kill you where you are talking your one Nigeria. That is the breakfast that is waiting for you if you continue, that you will not be able to refuse to eat. Like Maigun will say, breakfast. That is the breakfast that you will be forced to eat. You will watch your future generations killed before you, your women raped, and you finally killed on top of it. Like they killed the ballet in Ewekoro, and the three men, they killed them and they burnt them, and nothing is happening. Nobody's arrested. The case has gone quiet. The governor is saying nothing. No police. No, there's no comment anywhere. None. This is why we have to go for referendum now. We need to encourage our people. The idea, you see, the psychology behind what they're doing now is to make us feel powerless. You see, when we stand together as Igbos, as Yorubas, as Middle Beltans, against the injustice of the Fulani governors oppressing and suppressing us. We are unstoppable. No force on this planet can stop us. But it requires us in our communities as Yorubas to stand together, as Igbos to stand together, as Middle Belt to stand together and demand via a referendum, demand for that referendum now. So in that referendum, we start teaching our people about their right to their land. The name Nigeria is a foreign name. It is a name, it's a slave name. It is a name that is used to take away our birthright. What is our birthright? Our birthright is our land. For as long as it is called Nigeria, we have no birthright. For as long as it is called Nigeria, we have no birthright. And that is very important message that we must understand. Yeah, I'm a Nigerian. No, if you're a Nigerian, the person that owns the certificate of ownership is the UK, the person who created it. Our ancestors built for us the kingdom of Ife, the Ife, what we call Yoruba nation now. The Ife kingdom was created by ancestors. That is our proof of certificate of ownership. That the existence of that kingdom. Let me show you something if I can find it. I hope I can. Uh, it may be. I can't quite. Let me see. Let me try. I might try and. I want to show you. I was going to show you something. I don't know if I've got it here. Uh, ah, sorry. Let me see. Let me. See. I hope I can find it. There are when the Europeans came, there was quite a number of kingdoms, and one of them is Ife Kingdom. It's on the map. They have maps of it. I will show you one day. There's maps of the kingdoms before they dismantled those kingdoms. There are maps, and in that map, it shows you the areas that it covered. It shows you. So this is not a question of me just saying. I'm not just talking. I am talking about the reality. The reality is that the Ife, the kingdom of Ife existed. It has a map. It has the areas it covered. That is our birthright. If you continue to answer to Yoruba nation, and I mean not Yoruba nation, to if you continue to answer to Nigeria, you are simply saying that you are giving away your birthright, your Ife, kingdom of Ife birthright. You are giving it away to those who came to enslave you in your land, who see you as property, loss of their property. You see, we are not human beings. And even to write that, this is written, they paid it off in 2015. This was written, what day was this written? I'm trying to find the date on this document. September 2015, they wrote this. And let me show you the words again to understand, though, so that I don't think citizen AY is just, let me, yeah. See, to compensate some 3,000 slave owning services for loss of their property. Can you see that? Can you see that? I want you to read those words. To compensate some 3,000 slave owning families for the loss of their property. What property? You and I. Sorry, you and I. Please do leave comments if what I'm saying resonates with you. Do leave comments. Let's hear from you. Do leave some comments. I'm gonna try and sort out the issue with the broadband, not the broadband. The broadband is working fine. But there is something that's been done to my system from outside. As soon as I go live, that's it. I can't do anything. I'm being attacked, and I won't be surprised if it's to do with the government of Nigeria. They don't want us to talk. They don't want us to speak truth to power. but we can't be silent. So don't be surprised if this goes down. I urge you, as you're watching this, please share, share, and share. As you're watching this, please share, share, and share, because it is really important that this kind of information that we continue to share it, because what is going on right now is that they don't want us to speak truth to power. They don't want us. We are here to wake up our people. Our job is to wake up our people. Um, uh, so I'm just putting down here. So that we speak truth to power. I'm just trying to put it there. So I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be doing a lot of broadcasts from here on, to be honest, because that's the only way I can get myself get this done. I do not want to be silent. We cannot be silent. So I'm gonna put referendum now. We need to continue. Every one of us. Every time you talk now, make sure it's you put out referendum now. It's very important. So let me put that there. Let me just put this here. So then now, oh, okay. I thought it was here. Sorry. 1 minute. So copy. So I'm gonna put that there. Okay. So now what I've done, no, no. So now, please, I urge you all. What I urge you all to do is to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Subscribe. Because we will I mean, we also subscribe to us on Oduduwati Radio. On Oduduwati Radio, I speak exclusively in Yoruba on that platform. But here we speak to the aim is to reach my Igbo brothers, my Middle Belt brothers, and everybody else in between, so that the language that we all currently use at the minute. But I am a proud Yoruba man. You can see on my t-shirt, it says Yoruba Nation. See? Yoruba Nation. I am a proud Yoruba man, and I will stand and speak for Yoruba Nation. Not because of me, but because we are going to reject the claim that we are property by reclaiming the kingdom, by reclaiming our birthright. We are rejecting the claim that we are property, because our ancestors have been in Ife, the kingdom of Ife, for minimum of 13,000 years. Did you hear me? Minimum of 13,000 years before before the British came and destroyed our kingdoms, took away our stuff, and showed it in museums earning money. You understand me? Eshion, Peter George, thank you very much. Very, very important. We understand that we are not property. We were never property. We are human beings. We are the first people of this planet. Whether those who feel envious of that fact like it or not, we are the first people of this planet. We existed long while they were still reigning in the sky. We have been living. My ancestors, your ancestors, have been living in that land, Ife, kingdom of Ife, or your empire, if you want to call it. But my ancestors, your ancestors, Igbo ancestors, Middle Belt ancestors, Nok Empire, they've been existing in existence for minimum of 13,000 years. There's evidence. The cave of ashes, Iweleru, in Ondo State, is proof. They found the skull of a 30-year-old man that was 13. 13,000 years old. They dated his body to 13,000 years old. 13,000. So do not settle for anybody to tell you that you are in Nigeria. You are not in Nigeria. You are not a Nigerian. You are a Yoruba man. You are a Igbo man. You are a man, a middle belt man from the north area, from other. That is what you are. Not a Nigerian. A Nigerian is a slave. A Nigerian has no certificate of ownership of the land. A Nigerian has no certificate of ownership of Nigeria. Did you hear me? Let me say that again. A Nigerian, those are all of us Nigerians. Why are we going out of the? Why is it that we are all out in diaspora? Because we have been denied access to our resources because of of that name Nigeria. They took our resources. When we go and get put back the name of our ancestors on the ground, because it's about our land, it is our birthright that we are getting back. We are getting back our birthright. We can't do it individually. We have to do this collectively. We can't do this individually. We have to do it collectively. The more of us in our communities that stand together and protect ourselves and begin to share this message to wake our people up, the more we can achieve it. If we stand and we stand apart, I'm okay, I'm all right. Even those who think that they have a certificate, they have a house now, they have a place, they are rich, they can be made poor like that. All they just do is just reduce the value of naira by a few percentage points, and they become poor overnight. And the government, these people, look at what they're doing to Magodo. They can take any property anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter who, and you cannot stop them. And you know why? Because we are still in this contract in Nigeria. The minute we go for referendum, we get to nation. That will not happen. That will never happen because we will have a referendum on our constitution. Till date, there is no referendum on the current constitution that has been imposed on you and I. Till date, quote me. Let them go and give you the evidence of how millions of us voted in this fraudulent 1999 constitution. An adoption will not do. For them, for 40 men to sit in a room and adopt a constitution on behalf of millions of citizens is a fraud. You hear me? For 40 men to sit in a room and decide the fate of millions of so-called citizens without conferring, giving them the opportunity to vote on that constitution is a fraud. That is why we are calling for referendum now. We mustn't relent. Say no to 2023 selection. Mark my words, the so-called 2023 election is it's not election, it's a selection. I am telling you, they've already decided who is the next president. It's already been decided. All they want is for you to, oh, you vote, oh, democracy, because they know the word democracy. Democracy, you can vote. They are not giving you the free choice to decide if you want to be part of that fraud, if you want to separate yourself. As a citizen, as a Yoruba man, as an Igbo man, you have the right to self-determination, and you must exercise that right. That is the only way to guarantee the future of the coming generation of Igbo kids, Yoruba kids, Middle Beltern kids. If you stay in contraction Nigeria, they will continue to enslave us for millennia, for another 1,000 years. We have the opportunity to take back what our ancestors did, claim it back. Our right to our ancestral land, our birthright, our land is our birthright. 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 This is something that we need to teach to 2-year-old in every part of Yoruba land. Every time you say Nigeria, you are saying that the birthright, you've given your birthright to those who named it Nigeria. Our ancestors never named Yoruba land Nigeria. Our Igbo ancestors never agreed to name Yoruba Igbo land Nigeria. Our Middle Beltan ancestors never agreed to name the Middle Belt land part of Nigeria. They never agreed. Let them go and bring the document where we signed. We never signed anything. The only document that I wish I could bring it here. I've got it. That's why that thing is frustrating right now. What I will say to you now, what I will say to you right now is this. George Goldie was paid £865,000 for the Northern and Southern Protectorate by the Parliament of the United Kingdom. That is a fact that nobody can dispute. It is in the Parliament records. It is in the Parliament records. That is the clearest proof that the owner of Nigeria is none other than the UK. Yes, it expired in 2014. Since then, they've been having an arrangement with the Fulanis to oppress and suppress us in our own land. We must go for referendum. There was never a referendum in 1999 before they imposed the fraudulent constitution. Going forward, we need to, every single day, every single minute, every single march, we need to have placards with referendum now, at home and abroad. To anybody who will say it on all our broadcasts, everywhere we are, to talk about and demand for referendum now and tell our people why. I've just shown you two things now. I've shown you two things. One, I showed you about the fact that the slave owners were paid £20 million in 1833, the money they borrowed to pay them. And two, we are seen as property. Those who enslaved us in our land, don't take my word for it. Let me show you. I don't, oh goodness. Hang on. Okay, it's coming back. Okay, so those two who enslaved us, they don't see you as a human being. No. Why do you want to have anything to do with those who enslaved you? Who see you as property? Let me show you. Let me show you again. Look, you see, for the loss of their property, they paid some 3,000 slave owning families £20 million for the loss of their property. And what are the property? That is you and I. Even now, we are still property. Even now, we are still property. The only time we will cease being property is the day we start answering to the name our ancestors gave us, the name of our ancestral kingdoms. Ife kingdom, the Igbo kingdoms, the Middle Belt, the Kilgon kingdoms. The day we start, that is the day we are truly free. As it stands now, we are not free. And we are the key to unlock the whole of the enslavement of Africa. When we get this right and we get our referendum, because these people cannot talk to me, they cannot come and say anything to us when they see us as property, to such an extent that they will pay the slave owner money and not pay someone looking like you and I, an African, compensation for being enslaved. Many of those who were freed, before they were even freed, they had to work and pay money. They call it apprentice, to pay money. Even after the government paid them, they had to pay money to the former slave owners to walk away free. These are facts. Go and look it up. Type in apprentice and see the meaning of it. Look, let me do this for you. Let me do this for you. Yes, no going back, Peter George. Absolutely. So let me do this. The meaning of apprentice. Yeah. Let me do this for you. So because all of this stuff, believe you me, if you think, oh, it's gone, it's so long ago. I've just shown you two families got money. I've shown you two families. They were paid slave money for the slaves that they own, that they see us as property. Those two families, they became their great grandchildren became the prime minister of the country. Two prime ministers of the country that enslaved us. I want you to think about that too. From the money that they paid them, the slave owners, not us who are enslaved though, two of those families, they brought out two prime ministers. Think about that. We have to go for referendum now. Okay, so meaning of apprentice. Okay, apprentice. Okay. No, they've changed it now. Oh man. Oh, now what is the? Let me just. I'm going to try and get the word out. They're trying to change it. In the old days, uh, a slave served his apprentice. That's it. Let me go. I'm just going to do this now. Now, so let me read this to you. I'm going to show you. Now, I'm going to sweep the page round. I'm going to flip it around. I want you to read this with me. Now, you see, apprenticeship, slavery by another name. Slavery existed for about 200 years in British colonies, such as Ireland and Jamaica, Caribbean. System of slavery was ended in 1938. The company which, the campaign which played part in bringing it was called abolition. Abolition meant that the actual buying and selling of slaves was made illegal. The next stage was the emancipation of slaves to make them free. Slave owners fought hard against emancipation of their slaves. When the Emancipation Act was finally passed in 1833, it did not it did not automatically give slaves their freedom. This was because it was felt that the slaves were not used to being independent. Instead, it was thought that they needed help and training to free them, men and women. You understand? Now let's carry on. I hope you're following what I'm doing there. One second. Now, slaves therefore became apprentices and continued to work for low wages under their masters. Supposedly, they were being trained to be free because of the way this system worked. The end of slavery did not mean freedom for slaves. Apprenticeship was seen by many as another form of slavery. True freedom came in 1838 when the apprenticeship system was abolished. But even then, many freed slaves had no option but to continue working for their own masters for low wages. Do you understand that now? Do you understand what apprenticeship means now? I am bringing this to you. So when they tell us that we have got independence, now do you see that we are not independent? You tell us we're independent, but we are part of Commonwealth. You tell us we're independent, but we have to be part of any decision. You're seen as a group of nations still belonging to the motherland. You tell us we're independent, but your companies, we are binding contracts on us to remain to be doing business with you, just like they did this. Look, we are not free. I've just told you what apprenticeship is about. We're not free, my people. We are not free. Referendum now. Yes, exactly. Imagine how to know exactly. They put Yorubas into the mess. The colonial manager. Oh, okay, it's just gone now. I'll come back to it. Yeah, I forgot. It will come up. Thank you so much for that. Please continue to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. If Facebook are going to be bringing us down, that's okay. We'll be doing it on YouTube. And hopefully the system, I'm going to get that right so that I would only come out on YouTube, so that it will just we will just continue. But we need to build the platform up, and we need to have that platform working. So I'll be doing programs, as I'm hoping to do programs every day, so that at least I can, or well, not every day, as much, as 4 to 5 days a week, to hopefully raise the level of awareness. What I've just shown you now, many are not aware. So when you say apprenticeship, understand that apprenticeship came under slavery. When they ended slavery, they replaced it with apprenticeship, which meant you still had to work for your slave owner. Despite the fact that paid, they were paid. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to have a think about this. So I'm bringing this up so you understand what is really happening. Very important points to be made there. Let me copy this one. So because these are things that many of us don't often consider. We don't often consider it. We just think, oh, it's nothing. Oh, but it's very, very important points. And that is why when we now go and say we must have a referendum, it's total freedom. The referendum is about total freedom for us now. For as long as we answer to a slave name called Nigeria, it means that we have given our birthright, our right to say we are from the Ife kingdom, and that Ife kingdom will protect us. Nigeria is not protecting Yoruba people. Nigeria is not protecting Igbo people. Nigeria is not protecting Middle Belters. Nigeria is protecting Fulanese. Have you a lie? Am I lying? If you dispute what I'm saying, type it down. Nigeria is not protecting Yoruba man. Nigeria is not protecting Igbo man. Nigeria is not protecting Middle Belt. Nigeria is only protecting Fulani and the Hausas. So let them keep their Nigeria in the north then. If they want to protect themselves, fine. You can keep the name Nigeria. We, via referendum, we go back to Ife Empire, Ife or your empire. We go back to that name and we reclaim our birthright, because that's the name of our ancestors. Our ancestors named that land Ife, and we are not going to accept anybody else coming and usurping our own ancestors. The ancestors of these people who enslaved us, they are not even up to 2,000 years old. Think about that. Our ancestors have been there for at least 13,000 years. There are some records that we've been writing. We've been writing, doing writings as humans as far back as 200,000 years ago in the same Ife or your empire. There are records which I'm going to try and bring out one day. There are so many facts. I've told you the cave of ashes, Ihueleru, the man there, 13,000 years old. There are other facts that came out, drawings, writings, so many things. Our carvings. It's time we woke up, my people. It's time we woke up. So one more thing, I will show you something. When they talk about, it's important to understand the context in which Christianity came into our land. Very, very, very important. The first time Christianity came into our land, it was in 1841 via the Niger expedition, so called. And what is expedition? Expedition is when you come to a place and you create war and you take it over and you force the people and you destroy the way of life of the people. That's what it is. Now, in 1841, they sent 3 ships. The UK sent 3 ships to Niger on Niger expedition, and on each of those ships, they had machinery, war, military equipment, military men, and pastors. Pastors, and the pastors, when the military men came and forced the people to stop to destroy our tradition and our heritage, they said from now on you only practice Christianity. These are facts. Let me see if I can find it for you. I want to, and you can read it yourself. Read it yourself. I want you to. We need to understand what was done, because if you don't, you see, once they tell us to forget the fact, the past, but those who enslaved us, their great grandchildren benefited from the enslavement of us till today. They're benefiting, so we can't forget the past. Their benefit is a clear example of the injustice that we still suffer till today. Now, let's get this 1941 expedition. Let me just go Niger expedition. Let's do this. I'll pop it up here, but I wanted to just show you this to give you the context of this stuff so you understand Niger expedition. Now, I'm gonna show you. I want to get you so I want to find you the name of the people who were there. Now, so okay, I'm trying to find the name of the one of the pastors that was on the boat. So let me see. Yeah. Um, so the boat also had ventilation system based on David Broswell, Palace Webster. Three vessel steamers, Albert, Wilberforce, and Sudan, made by Liverpool. Done was the commander was Henry Trotter and William Wilberforce, but Sudan interpreters. I'm trying to find the name of the pastor. Um, so when you talk about that you're Christian, you don't understand what has been done. You don't understand. You don't understand what was done. I'm going to try and find this for you if I can get it for 1 minute. Uh, Participants, they mentioned Sam Ajayi Crowther, who translated, that was when they translated the book. Let me see. John Duncan, Master of Arms, Naval Officer, Missionary, Linguist. Right, okay. I'm trying to find the name. Naturalist. Okay, now, I'm going to show you something. 1 minute, please. See? So, a missionary, and then I'm trying to find the church guy. There was a church. Missionaries are also Christian, their mission is to go and take it over and prepare the ground. Now, let me see. I'm trying to find the name of this person. 1 minute. Who's this one? Henry Dundas Trotter. Trotter. Okay. So, uh, with- okay. So there's a guy called Henry Dundas Trotter. I'm going to try and find out what this guy is about. And I will tell you. 1 second, please. Let me just check this. I want to be very fairly factual. But in part of the stuff, they even use mhm, okay. I can see he's a naval officer. So that's not the one I'm looking for. But on there, they had, yeah, they had Christians who were on the boat. And I'm gonna get that information for you. Like I said, they used Samuel Ajayi Crowther. He was part of, to convert the people because they knew that if they spoke one of them, this is all trickery. But anyway, put that to one side. What am I getting at? Our ancestors called our land, Yoruba land. They called it Ile-Ife or your empire, whichever one you want to choose. So how do we get from Ife or your empire or your kingdom to Nigeria? They had no say in it. This was an imposition by the British. Let's not forget, they paid those who enslaved us. They didn't pay us. They never. They haven't paid for slavery till date. There's no reparations paid to date. But those who enslaved us have been paid. And you want to continue to answer to such a name? Have a real thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen Network, the platform we speak truth about. I'm going to stop it for now for him. If this broadcast resonates with you, please share, and share. I'll be back later on. I'm going to try and do some more broadcasts. This time, I might be doing the broadcast solely on YouTube and Twitter and things. As long as I can get, once I can get the platform stable in a way. But Facebook is giving me problems. So please join us if you want to get more information. I will show you the expedition, the 1841 expedition, African colonization. Now, good. So now look at this. You see, I want you to read the top of that. Yeah. Now, you see, this is they had the meeting, Niger expedition of 1841. And then it says here in the book, officially known as the African colonization expedition. Can you see that? Can you see it? I want you to think about that. And every time you think about that, let that be one of the reasons why you have to go for referendum now, because you are reclaiming your birthright. For as long as you answer to that name, Nigeria, you are acknowledging that we are colonized. Answering our Yoruba name, our Igbo name, our Middle Belt name means that we are free. Yes. So that is something that your takeaway from here. Please, let's continue to advocate for vigilante groups across the whole of the South to protect ourselves. In your communities, whatever, use by any means necessary to defend your life. The only people that can talk are the ones who are alive. If you're not alive, you can't. You can't talk. So please wake up. My people, wake up. Quick. Sharp, sharp. Wake up. It's time for us to get up, rise up, go for referendum. We're going for referendum, and that's what we must all do. I need to delete that nonsense. I don't know what that is. Remove it. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, Peter George. So please be very, very aware when they're telling you to believe in one Nigeria. It says officially known as the African colonization, the Niger expedition. This is something that you have not been aware of. Many are not aware. That's why we're bringing this information. Please, if this broadcast resonates with you, please share. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak. Come back on Facebook and get the platform running in a normal way. But in the meantime, please bear with us while we try and adjust and make changes so that it can run and provide regular updates for you. Again, the subsidy is the rules. What we need on top of the spending subsidy is to have functioning refinery in our land, not in a foreign land. Again, you can see the nonsense. Waste of money. Not having 24/7 electricity is wasting our money. Not having healthcare is making the health of the citizens bad. And they are keeping us in a slave camp. The best way is to go for referendum. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak to power. Thank you and goodbye. Please do share this podcast. Share. Thank you. Bye-bye.